Well, I thought I would sneak out of the workshop for just a little bit and pop over to a popular state park located in Oconto County. And it's called the Copper Culture State Park. There you can see the sign right there, Copper Culture Way. And I don't know a lot about this park, but I know that it used to be a popular burial spot for Native Americans, and there still are a number of burial spots that are preserved at the Copper Culture State Park, and we're going to kind of check it out a little bit. It's also a great place to visit on the first day of fall because there's a wooded area we can sneak into that comes down to the river, and I thought that that would be a nice way to see if there's any leaves starting to change or anything like that. And this is only from the workshop. It's probably, less than 10 minutes. So if anyone comes to visit the workshop and wants to specifically visit the Copper Culture State Park, and there's the official sign right there, we can certainly do that. This is a nice place to visit. Obviously the causeway as well. And this is staffed, but not every day of the week. So I'm not sure if anybody will be in the little museum or not. And the museum has a variety of different artifacts that have been unearthed out here at the state park. And I don't see specifically, there's usually a car parked out here if someone's here. So I don't think anyone's here today. There's the little intro sign right there. I'll kind of zoom in on it. And the little building you see right there is what houses those artifacts. It's a lovely little spot to come to, though, isn't it? Some people sneak out here and grab a lunch as well, so. And we're going to be taking a walk straight ahead, kind of off that direction there. Oh yeah, look at this sign too. The sign will tell us more than I know anyway. I don't think I need my cap. It's only in the 50s today, but the sun is out and it kind of warms up a bit, doesn't it? So I'll kind of pause on this sign. You can see a little bit about what it's talking about. Copper Culture Cemetery. It was a major burial spot for Native Americans. And they're saying 4,500 years ago. Boy, that seems like a long time, doesn't it? Long time. As we start this way, we'll have a chance to see if any of the leaves are starting to change now. See some changing right here. Nothing dramatic, but just a little bit. Lovely little variety right here. Some of the leaves starting to go on the ground already. Certainly not crunchy because we've had wet weather out this way. And we're supposed to have more wet weather tomorrow. Is why I'm sneaking out today to shoot a quick video of this state park. And at certain times of the year, they have, you'll see the sign up here, they have a hive in one of the large trees that houses thousands of honeybees. Off here on the right is where they would have had the burial grounds, on that side over there. I always think of Winnie the Pooh, don't you, whenever you hear about honey trees and all that? And his quest to try to get the honey. Honeybees are calling me home. Do you know who I am? Red pine, white pine. They make it real apparent, don't they? Like, don't goof around by the tree too much. You might get stung really bad. And this should be the tree right here. But as cold as it's been, it's only in the 50s today. I don't think the bees are going to be doing much. But right there, I think that's going to be the primary opening for them, isn't it? Yeah, no activity. They're probably deep inside of the tree right now. But quite a majestic tree, isn't it? Let me come out on this shot and kind of go up. Imagine how long this tree has been here, huh? How long the honeybees have called this their home. We traveled a little bit of a distance already. You can see down this little trail. We didn't check out this sign over here, what this says. It's a little open path. Bluebird Trail. I have no idea what that means. Well, yes, I do. Silly guy. They build these little houses all over the city, and it's been many years ago, but Oconto was known as Bird City, apparently. Where is that little house? Can you see it in the shot? I can't see it. Yeah, I'll just walk up to it. Just take a second. But they put these little houses in to attract bluebirds in particular, but I guess there's a number of other naughty birds that will try to get in here and infiltrate the house and push the bluebirds out. Those are spectacular. And look at, we have a little bee right there pollinating, don't we? Another one over there. Another one there, a bigger one. Bees are fascinating, aren't they? They're just fascinating. Lovely flowers. I don't know much about wildflowers. If anyone knows what that is, you can type it into the chat and let us know. So we're going to continue down this path. We'll have to go through the woods a little bit. Now that we've come off of Bluebird Trail, how exciting that was. And we'll see what we see in the woods. And then we'll eventually come down to the Oconto River that kind of winds through our city all over the place. Oh, and there's a deer. Look at the deer off there. Straight down the path, straight down our path. There's a deer crossing right in front of us, isn't it? There, just that quickly, just disappeared. Maybe we'll see more deer as we go into the woods. That was an unexpected pleasure, wasn't it? Happy fall to the deer, hey! There's another little bluebird house right over there. I think you can see it. Yeah, right there. We're a very bird-friendly city, so if you love birds like Bill O'Rourke in Kissimmee, Florida, my buddy that's helped me with moderating and managing the Facebook page and a variety of other things. Bill has a number of birds that he's quite fond of that have been a part of his family for quite some time. And maybe we'll see that deer again too, huh? You never know. And back at the workshop, I have a couple of machines waiting for me. I've got Marie Matson's 301 sitting on the workbench going through the final steps of finalization. And then on the other workbench, I've got a machine that came in for just a quick look over, and it says copper. I'll zoom in on it, maybe you can see it better than I can. Yeah, it's kind of quite a bit faded, but maybe you could see it better than I could in the lighting that I have right now. And then this says archaeological site. Again, a lot of those archaeological items are in that little building that we saw coming in, but it's not open today. I didn't know there were different types of burial types. It says extended, fully flexo, if I'm reading that right, partially flexed. Maybe it's the position of the body, right? Maybe that's what it means. Yeah, very interesting. Let's head down this trail, see what we see. Might even see our little deer friend again, huh? You never know. Not a lot of crunching yet. The leaves are just starting to come down, but eventually there'll be a blanket of leaves. Look at these trees that have over time just deteriorated. They've just kind of fallen and bent over, and now they're just kind of hanging on for all that they're worth. It's a lovely spot, isn't it? Isn't this lovely? Just right in the back pocket of Oconto, just right outside of the city itself. And I bet you there's a number of folks that live in Oconto that have never come out here before. They maybe didn't even know that this little path existed. Look at that little canopy right there. Isn't that fun? It's like a little canopy, almost like you could have a group of fairies that live underneath there, and that's their shelter when it rains and when it snows and everything else that it does in Wisconsin. And there's little creatures, maybe, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, elves or something, that live up in the trees. That's the way my imagination works. That's why I love stories that really tap into our imaginations. Isn't that a lovely little, almost feel like you could walk in there and, I don't know, do something fun using your imagination. Yeah. Hopefully, no matter what age you are, you still are able to tap into your imagination, maybe because you still have children, or maybe you have grandchildren, and they get you to tap into your imagination. I sure hope so. Yeah, here's another little, the jewel wing, board-winged. Oh, and mosquitoes still too. Yuck. Yeah, talking about critters. The damselfly or something like that. Fascinating. I don't know much about bugs, do you? I'm not real knowledgeable about bugs. So here we've got it down to the end of this little trail, and there's a trail going over there. There's a trail going back that way that we came from. And then we've got the river right in front of us, the Oconto River. We can try to get a little bit closer to the river as we come down this trail. Maybe we'll see our deer friend again. Not deer friend like, but D-E-E-R, deer friend, like a four-legged deer friend, yeah. Little bit of crunching, not much. Might get a little bit more crunching over here. There's Another little trail that goes up. There's little trails. Wouldn't this be fun to come with your grandchildren? Another little trail going up that way too. Yeah, listen. A little bit of crunching, not much yet. And there's our lovely, there's our lovely Oconto River that comes through the city. Some people live right on the river, which really seems like a desirable thing, but a couple of years back, the river backed up with ice and it overflowed its banks, and there were a number of people that suffered terribly with getting their houses flooded out and everything when that happened. So that was a time that I was very thankful that the workshop was not that close to the river. We're only a couple blocks away, but it was far enough away that thankfully the workshop was spared. But isn't this a beautiful spot? You imagine coming down here, you know, with a picnic lunch, or coming down here just for a walk. And we're the only ones down here right now, other than maybe the deer that we saw. Yeah. And this really starts to get the feeling of fall, doesn't it? It gets the feeling of fall when you start to see the leaves floating in the water, and the temperatures again are only in the 50s today, so you're like, okay, pretty soon. Yeah, pretty soon it's going to be fall and then winter and then spring again. It kind of goes in that little circle, doesn't it? Yeah, it goes in that little circle. Look at all those trees. The stories they could tell us, right? What they've seen. Even the flowers could tell us stories. That beautiful yellow flower, I can just catch a glimpse